Imagine just for a second that you have a vision. It's crystal clear in your mind. You can see the textures, the lighting, the mood. You know exactly the kind of woman who walks into a room wearing this design. You can practically hear the music playing in the background. But then you open your eyes and you hit the wall.
The capital wall, the big one.
Right. The wall that stops almost everyone in the creative industries before they even start. You don't have the studio in Paris. You don't have the 5-figure budget for the photographer, the lighting rig, the models, the hair and makeup team.
You don't even have a good camera.
Not even a camera better than the one on your phone.
Yeah.
In the traditional world, that is where the idea dies. It stays a sketch in a notebook. It's over.
It's the classic gatekeeper problem. I mean, high fashion has always been an exclusionary club. It's not just about taste or talent. It's about access to the machinery of production. And if you can't pay for the machine, you simply can't play the game.
Exactly. But today, we are looking at a case study that essentially takes a sledgehammer to that wall.
And let's be totally honest here. It's a bad photo.
What do we mean by bad? Like grainy phone camera, bad hallway lighting, laundry in the background, kind of bad.
Exactly that. It's the kind of photo you delete from your camera roll because the angle is weird or your face looks funny.
Yeah.
In the traditional marketing world, this is a useless asset. Completely useless. You cannot put it in a magazine. You can barely put it on Instagram if you want to be taken seriously as a brand.
So this is the input. Garbage in, as they say.
Usually, yes. Garbage in, garbage out. But she takes this one image and she feeds it into an advertising AI tool.
And this is where the AI does the heavy lifting that a massive budget usually does. Let's break down these 4 worlds because the range here is actually shocking. I mean, it's the same dress, but the feeling is totally different in each one.
It really shows the elasticity of a single product. This first image is what the AI analysis calls the cinematic goth.
I'm looking at the notes here. This is very Tim Burton, right? Very moody.
Very. The AI places the dress in this room draped in velvet. Deep, dark shadows, heavy contrast. It feels like a still from a dark fantasy movie. This specific image isn't just moody. It targets a very specific psychographic.
Okay, psychographics. Let's just clarify that. It's distinct from demographics. We're not talking women, 1834. We're talking about personality, values, interests.
Right. Demographics are who you are. Psychographics are why you buy. This image, the cinematic one, targets the romantic goth or the Victorian goth.
Oh.
These are people who value elegance mixed with darkness. They want luxury, but alternative luxury. They're the people watching Penny Dreadful or following high-end corset brands. They want that Alexander McQueen-inspired vibe.
So, world number 1 is moody luxury. It's selling drama. It's selling an entire aesthetic. Image 2, the artistic bohemian.
This is a total 180, a complete flip. The AI strips away the velvet and the darkness. Now we're in this sort of vintage setting. There are dahlias, oranges, beautiful natural light. It almost looks like a Dutch still life painting, but with a modern bohemian edge.
It screams Pinterest. Like, I can see this on a mood board right now.
It does, and that's exactly the point. This targets the cottagecore goth crossover, or dark academia.
Is cottagecore goth a real thing? I feel like I should know this.
It's definitely a niche, but it's real. Think people who like dark academia, that aesthetic of tweed, old books, and coffee, but with a splash of Afrocentric color and this sort of, earthy vibe. These people aren't just buying a dress, they're buying a story. They want to look like the protagonist in an indie movie.
Right. It appeals to the mood board makers, the maximalists, the people who are curating their entire life visually.
Exactly. The people who want their life to look like art. It's about storytelling, not just commerce.
Okay, so we have the Goths and the Bohemians. 2 very distinct tribes. Turn into something that looks like it's from a video game. Image 3, the digital futurist.
This one is my favorite, just because of the technical execution. The analysis calls it an Octane-rendered dark portrait.
Pause right there. What is an Octane render? Break that down for us.
So Octane is a rendering engine used in 3D graphics. You'd see its influence in high-end video game cinematics or motion design for movies. It has a very specific look. Hyper-realistic lighting, glossy surfaces, super high contrast, and incredibly sharp details. The point is, it looks digitally native.
So the dress looks real, but the world it's in looks...
And this targets a totally different crowd, the cyber goth and techwear crowd. We're talking Gen Z, maybe even Gen Alpha, gamers, people who collect NFTs or digital art.
The metaverse crowd.
The metaverse crowd, exactly. People who spend a lot of time consuming 3D character art. By presenting the dress this way, she's signaling that this isn't just old world fabric. It's compatible with a digital lifestyle. It's forward-looking.
That is a massive demographic and psychographic shift. We went from Victorian mourners to cyberpunk hackers in one prompt. That's wild. And finally, World 4. The one that feels maybe the most familiar to some, the clean editorial.
This is the Vogue shot. Bright but very controlled lighting, a clean background, abundant florals. This is the safe, elevated professional choice. It appeals to the mainstream, fashion-forward shopper.
The kind of person who reads Harper's Bazaar but is open to a statement piece.
Targets confident Black women and femmes who want empowering, elevated imagery where those Ankara sleeves, that piece of heritage, really pop against a clean, modern background. It puts the culture front and center, but in a very polished way.